baby, ride with me away. We doesn't have much time. My blue jeans is tight, so onto my love rocket climb. Inside tank of fuel is not fuel, but
all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show. I'm your host, Murph, and here we are, the rock news outlet, by golly. And boy, this week we got some doozies for you. Bono. Bono is in the news, of course. I'm going to imagine most of you have heard that, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. Oh, Donald Fagen. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to comment on the latest fad, considering, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the news. Neil Young, Marilyn Manson, Ramones, and there's been fun at a metal show we got to talk about, and the possible return of a Canadian legend. But we'll see how that goes. But I can't do it without the Oracle of Aurora, man, up there, or what would that, east of me? That would be up in Aurora, Illinois. That'd be Doc Vox. How's it going, Doc?
Yeah, doing quite well. Thanks everybody for checking in. Back to our Monday schedule. Kind of had a goofy little schedule there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
But life happens, man.
Yeah.
Doc's going through some stuff, man. So I ain't gonna. I'll be all right. So ready to get into some rock and roll news, man. As my good friends at Foghead used to say when I was stone blue, rock and roll sure helped me through. So.
Sure.
Yes, sir. We got see. I got some talking to some things to talk about for sure, man. Yeah, there's some good meaty ones here. Starting off with a big honor for one of our favorite guys to talk about, Bono.
Oh yeah, Bono. Where is he? Where is that man? There he is, right there. Yeah, Bono. Yeah, he got a big one this week from the Classic Rock site. Headline: Frontmen don't do humble, but today I was. Bono receives the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Joe Biden. Subheadline: The U2 frontman received the Presidential Medal of Freedom during a ceremony at the White House. And dig him, man. I'm sure bestowed upon, he's one of these cats who's brought a lot of awareness to a lot of issues. Mostly, I believe the same as Bob Geldof, right there, Doc?
Well, yeah, a lot of that and a lot of AIDS awareness. That was a big thing of his too.
Okay.
At one point, so he kind of bipartisan brought parties together on that issue, and that's kind of what he's being recognized for here mostly. So it's Bono, man. It's like. He's been knighted. He's not officially a sir. I looked at it because he's not British, so I guess you can't officially be a sir. But he's been knighted. He's gotten a sword on each shoulder there,
sure.
kind of thing. Yeah.
When you're from another country, you're called dude. Hey, I'm not a knight, but I'm a dude. But I looked up too. I couldn't find the Bob Geldof getting a Presidential Medal of Freedom, but none.
No, he's never got that. Not a lot of folks have. It's a pretty big deal, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know the cast of crew that got it. Of course, Michael Fox. I totally agree. I mean, he's brought a lot of awareness and fighting hard for Parkinson's, which he has obviously. And
there's a whole slew of folks this time around that got it. But it's not normally for rock stars. Not a whole lot have gotten it over the years. I kind of looked back at music folks, and it goes way back, mostly jazz folks, Duke Ellington and Count Basie and folks like that, Sinatra. But as far as popular music rock folks, Aretha was the first in 2005 through Bush, and then B.B. King the following year. And then Obama got in Bob Dylan. Not in. It's an honor. I don't know. Is it our form of knighthood? I don't know. I don't know the exact equivalent, but it's
could be.
It's a pretty heavy thing.
Well, Lionel Messi. Why the heck did he get one? I find that odd.
Yeah, there's a few athletes, but like Ali and Jesse Owens and folks like that. Big names. So. But yeah, Loretta Lynn, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Bruce Springsteen, all under Obama. And then Trump got in Elvis. Or I keep
Oh,
saying got in. It's not, but
yeah.
awarded Elvis, and then Biden with the Bono. So Bono's the first foreigner to be bestowed the honor.
Wow.
Also, like Barbara Streisand, James Taylor. So folks of that
That
nature.
ilk, if you
Yeah.
will. That ilk. Yeah, yeah. All sorts of people have been in. BB King, yeah, Bob Dylan, LeBron. Yeah, BB King. It always amazed me. He never played and sang at the same time.
Right, right.
If you notice, I found that very
Yeah.
odd. It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I don't know. I just thought that that being very odd. Never played while he sang and versa
Right.
versa. And I don't know. I should take an affront to it. I'm too old. Oh, I broke my first string the other night at the open mic, Doc. Got rocking my ass off all night, and the last the last bang of the night, popped the string. Good
Oh,
night,
there you go.
everybody.
Yeah,
It's
there you go.
perfect.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
perfect. So yeah, so Bono, oh yeah, all them people, and Frank's, and of course, sure, sure. You know who's not? You're not gonna give it to Frank? Yeah, yeah. He's gonna got some people visit you. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Right, right.
that's Frank would work. But yeah, so good for them, man. They I don't, I guess awards and all this crap. I have a thing about awards anymore with all these especially the movie and music awards where all these super filthy rich people get together and adore each other. All your
Yeah.
outfits are amazing. Oh, people adore you. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and these lifetime achievement type awards are even more suspect, really. I mean, a lot of it's just political. I mean, you look at the list. We don't need to get into all that, but the list of folks that got it, yeah, this time. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, there's your Michael J. Foxes and folks like that in there, but yeah,
Sure.
for the most part, it's political. And then you look
Uh-huh.
through the history of people that have received the honor, and it's mostly political. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, take it for what it's worth. Bono's
The,
Medal of Freedom
he,
recipient.
and he of course he's been honored with an appearance in South Park, and that's pretty special when South Park takes a hold of you. But here we go.
Oh,
Always good. But moving on, man. Donald Fagen. Oh, there he is right there. Oh boy. The new term, yacht rock. Well, you talked about this here. We talked about this, right? Yacht rock.
a little bit,
We
not
touched
in any
it.
detail, but yeah.
Yeah, but the headline here from the good people of rock celebrities. Headline: Steely Dan's Donald Fagen tells Yacht Rock documentary directors to go F themselves. Yeah, he's not real thrilled about that. Well, he's not thrilled, but let's dig a little deeper into that. Yeah. Yeah, some guys doing a documentary about yacht rock. I can't even say it, Doc. One of
Right.
them days. Uh, uh, and yeah, he told the director exactly what he thinks of the name and all that crap, and Steely Dan being lumped into that genre, and it's pretty funny. So this director guy, Garrett Price, hey Mister Fagan, yeah, this is he. The musician replied. Hi, this is Garrett. I'm the one making this yacht rock documentary, the director explained. Garrett added, so I've been talking to a lot of people that have played with you and Steely Dan over the years, and I was wondering if you'd sit down with me and talk about your music and this genre. Fagan responded, and what genre is that? Garrett says, yacht rock, yacht rock. God, I can't even say it, Doc. Jeez. The rockers shared, oh, yacht rock. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go F yourself? The director laughed and said, I think
Perfect.
Donald Fagen hung up on me. Wow. But the thing is, the hang up apparently was 100% real. Despite this, Fagan's manager called back and allowed 6 Steely Dan songs to be used in the documentary. The director stated, I think it's a wink. It's like, I get it. I understand how important this name, Yacht Rock, I can't believe this. I'm going mental, Doc, is to our music. But
You
I'm going to
okay, man?
let
You having
you
a
know.
stroke or something, man?
Yeah,
Or
could be, man. Could be. Hey, yeah, could be. But I'm going to let you know. how I feel about that. It's him being him. So yeah. What it is, it's a soft rock style. What this type of rock is a soft rock style blending jazz and rhythm and blues, popular in the late 70s and early 80s. The term came from a 2005 to 2010 web series. Steely Dan were its godfathers, Toto its architects, and Michael McDonald its voice. Other stars included Kenny Loggins, Christopher Cross, Boz Scaggs, and black artists like George Benson and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, Yacht Rock? I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe everything like their early, maybe like early stuff. I don't
The
know.
way you make
Off the
me
wall, maybe
feel,
at the latest.
off the wall. I love that. I got that album, man. That was groundbreaking. I knew he was going to be a monster
Yeah,
after
like I
that
said,
one.
the label come from a web series. It's just some goofy millennial guys just came up with it, and wherever. I mean, you got to admit it kind of catchy and kind of stuck, and definitely you get an image of a certain type of music from that time period for sure. Just yacht rock.
Well,
But I hate it. I hate it. I hate labels anyway. This generation's stuck on labels, and it just nobody wants to. Who would want to be considered yacht rock? I mean, it just I don't know. It
gosh,
just seems so pretentious and just so out of touch with
who's
normal
the
folks. And
Margaritaville? Jimmy Buffett. There's
Jimmy
your Yacht
Buffett, yeah.
Rock. Yeah, good riddance. Or no, I'm sure he's got a genre all himself. Cariba Rock or
Well,
something
he's a
stupid like
parrot
that.
head
I
or
don't
whatever. Yeah.
know. God, yacht. Yeah. Well, yeah, they were cool though. Gosh, boy, they're reeling in the years. I remember that was blasting through the radio when I was in high school. So, boy, early mid '70s at the latest.
Yeah,
So
I don't
yeah,
know. I think they're more considering like Asia and the last couple albums, Gaucho. It's kind of late
Asia's cool.
'70s
I got
era.
Asia. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Asia. That's cool.
So
Yeah, very
I
cool.
don't know. Again, it's just trying to put labels, convenient labels to describe a certain type of music, and I guess it does that. But I don't know. I don't.
I could take my Asia CD. I live in a lake community. I could go down to the lake and see if somebody in a big boat will pick me up, and we can cruise around and listen to yacht rock music. Yeah, very cool, man. Yeah, but who cares? Yeah, he doesn't give a
Yeah,
f. But
I guess no. No.
at the same time, he's letting them use their songs. So it's just
Oh, yeah,
it's like
bucks to
yeah,
be made.
whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess no artist likes to be lumped into instead of just saying, yeah, I like Steely Dan, oh, I like Yacht Rock. It's just more just kind of generic and,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. He'll get over it though. I imagine he'll make some money. He'll probably make some money somehow off it or something. Who knows? My golly. So here we go, man. Here we go. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We've been the universal bitching about, well, there's more than rock and roll in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why is it called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Why not just change it to the Music Hall of Fame? And we got an article here out of the site Consequence Sound, and headline: Rock Hall chairman explains why Hall of Fame won't be renamed. And so headline, a subhead, rather than throwing the name out, it's doing a better job of communicating to people where rock and roll came from and what it's truly about. And, this is the universal argument, Doc, for crying out loud, with Dolly Parton, of course, and Eminem and all these other non-rock and roll people. But according to this, they are rock and roll. So, you got something to say about this, eh?
We talk about it, and you and I kind of have differing opinions a little bit as far as, what's rock and roll. And I don't know. To me, it all goes back to the time in the '50s when rock and roll started, and it's all just branches from that same tree from there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's getting to the point where artists don't necessarily want to be considered rock and roll. I mean, it's kind of rock and roll is kind of not what it once was. It's kind of dying off, and hip hop's taken over, or other genres are kind of taken over, and there's very few pure rock acts that are big anymore. So I think there's going to come
You
a
want
time where, yeah, honestly, the Pop Music Hall of Fame. I mean, because there's just, yeah, there's artists. Are they deserving of being recognized? Possibly, but are they rock and roll? No, not in any form. I mean, they're pop music. ABBA comes to mind. I mean,
Mhm.
that's not rock and roll in anybody's mind, or Janet Jackson, or but
Well, here we go. John Sykes, he's the Rock Hall chairman. Yeah. And here's this last uh, paragraph builds on what you said there. It says, as an example, he pointed to Jay Z's initial pushback to being inducted a few years ago. He told me rock is dead. It should be called the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, Sykes recalled. And I said, well, hip hop is rock and roll. He goes, no, it isn't. And I said, we got to do a better job explaining it. Little Richard, Otis Redding, Chuck Berry, these artists were the cornerstones of rock and roll. If you look at the sounds over the years, those artists ended up influencing hip hop. So the rapper still hem and hawed. He decided to show up at the ceremony, making Sykes feel like we've done our job to communicate that rock and roll is open to all. And yeah, I think you're right. Well, we talked about how I think it's dying out, especially in the mainstream of music anymore. It's like been pushed off to all the with the advent of electronics and everybody being able to make anything so quite honestly so easily, even by themselves. Like I could go in my Pro Tools and whip out stuff. Well, not whip it out, but yeah, you know what I mean, man. People are just
they whip it out.
I whip it out. Yeah, yes. Pardon me while I whip this
Whip it
out.
out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come on, let's see you do a remake of that movie. Ha! Boy, but there you go, man. Boy, boy, boy. And
Yeah, and it's
here's
like, I mean, as time goes, I mean, had this started, at a certain time, it would have been the Jazz Hall of Fame. That was the popular music form, or then into the Blues Hall of Fame. And yeah, there's still forms of music that are out there, but they're not the most popular as they once were. And rock and roll's
mhm.
kind of going that same route, man. And
Yep, yes, it
just
is.
man, I'd say honestly, just yeah, the Pop Music Hall of Fame. And if you want to have different wings within that. You have the rock and roll wing, you have the hip hop wing, whatever, however you want to do that within that is fine. And as fans, maybe you're
Yeah,
just interested in that one part of it. But
that seems
yeah,
like at this point that seems about a logical
someday when I
solution.
run the world, things will be much better, Murph.
You're
But
damn
until
right,
then,
buddy.
we'll have to debate this. But yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. But it is what it is. By golly, yeah, yeah. Moving on. Okay, here he is. There's Neil Young. Neil. Don't tell us things that aren't real. Oh, Neil, don't tell us things that aren't real. As we reported, we're talking the Glastonbury 2025 festival being held, of course, on Worthy Farms. And Neil Young was going to be one of the headliners. And then he decided he was going to pull out of the festival because it felt like a corporate turnoff. And I remember we mentioned about without the corporations, these things ain't going to happen. Without their sponsorship, these kind of festivals ain't going to happen. And so it come out this week. The question is, was it money? Was it contract? Was it more money? But sure enough, headline here, not headline, it starts out Neil Young has confirmed that he has overturned his decision to pull out of Glastonbury 2025 and will now be a headliner on the pyramid stage. Maybe doing a little Egyptian walking or something. I'd like to see that. Yeah, walking like an Egyptian at the pyramid stage. Yeah. So, and the question too, of course, I always go to the comments because that's, and a lot of comments on this one. And yeah, a lot of people are saying, well, they probably gave him more money, or some people say he was just bound by his contract. And There's
Yeah, I
a
think that's probably the situation. Yeah.
bound by his contract. You think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it?
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. But yeah, Worthy Farms, the site in Pilton, Somerset. Sure, sure. Gonna happen on June 25th this year. So yeah, that's right around the corner, man. And no acts have been confirmed for the lineup so far, barring Rod Stewart, who will play the Sunday afternoon Legends
Sir
slot.
Rod.
You betcha. And then Niles Rogers and Chic later shared by accident that they would also be returning to the festival this summer. So yeah, he just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
He's right up there with Mel. He may be even surpassing Mellencamp as Rock's cantankerous old man. You know, he
Oh
just
well, those two are like they're
yeah, they're just
step
never
brothers.
happy. Just always, you know.
They're step brothers, and of course he said, the Chrome Hearts and I were looking forward to playing Glastonbury, one of my all-time favorite outdoor gigs. We were told that BBC was now a partner in Glastonbury and wanted us to do a lot of things in a way we were not interested in. A lot of things. It seems Glastonbury is now
What
under
what what could that even possibly
a
mean?
lot of
You know,
things,
I mean, come
really.
on, it's a gig. You've done
Okay,
a
Neil,
1,000 trillion gigs, dude. Come
we,
on.
you remember that guy in the video who stood in front of the cannon and let the cannon blast him in the stomach? We want you to do
Right.
that.
All right, Neil. Remember when the Chili Peppers came out with just a sock on their cranks and do that's what we want you to do. All right. No, I don't think that was gonna ask the Neil, man.
That's what I want to find out. Yeah, yeah. One of those, one of the, a lot, one of those, a lot of things. What were those things in a way that you were not interested? It seems Glastonbury is now under corporate control, and it's not the way I remember it being. Well, thanks for coming to see us last time. Yeah. So he put all this big crap out, and now he just turned it around. Then I'm gonna lose money if I don't. No, that's not what he said, but okay, here we go. Here we go. He took to his website. He shared a brief update with fans, saying that his decision to back out was a result of miscommunication, and that he will be returning to Worthy Farm later this summer. After all, due to an error in the information received, I had decided to not play the Glastonbury Festival, which I always had loved. He began. Happily, the festival is now back on our itinerary, and we look forward to playing. Hope to see you there. Holy cow! Yeah. So he got some misinformation about a lot of things that they were not interested in. It doesn't make sense, but then again,
And you know,
he's an old
it's always
geezer. He can do what he
backpedaling.
wants. Yeah.
You know, or poor management, one or the other. I don't know. It just seems like it would keep all that stuff kind of in house before making like a big statement like that. Especially if it's just miscommunication, that would get cleared up before you make a big statement. But whatever, you know, he's Neil Young, so
Yeah, just the fact that it'll be there, and a lot of some of the comments were not really. Yeah, I see him. He still sucks. The usual, wide ranging.
you know, I could get into a
comments.
Neil Young mood once in a while. You know, I'll throw some on. It's not, you know,
Well,
often, but once
Harvest,
in a great
Harvest
while.
is
Yeah,
obviously
yeah, Harvest, great
a
one. After the
genius.
Gold Rush,
God,
another good one. And there's got a couple
oh
good ones. But
yeah.
whenever something like this comes up, I always think, you know, how bad is he needing the money? So I looked it up, and his net worth for Neil Young, 200 mil.
200 mil. Okay.
200 mil.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's not hurting.
he did buy a farm when he was younger, and it came with an old man. So there you go, which was the reason for that song. You
And
knew
people
that,
may not
right?
know. Yeah, it vaguely sounds like a story I remember, something like that. Yeah. You
Yeah.
remember he was in a band with Rick James at one time back in when Rick was in Canada.
Wow. Oh
Avoiding the
man.
draft. I guess no other way to say it. Yeah, he's up there avoiding the draft, and they got in a band called the Mynah Birds, Mynah, Mynah Birds, and
Nice.
well,
Oh
they almost
wow.
got signed, but then it came back. Then his gig would have been up. He would have been found, and so
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened after
Holy
that. But
cow.
yeah, if you
Well,
can imagine that, Neil Young and Rick James. Imagine them hanging out together and just partying and
wow.
doing Rick James things with ladies and whatnot.
Yeah, cocaine, hell of a drug. Man, no, wait, that's James Brown. Gotta
Yes,
give me some
it still
cocaine.
fit.
Uh, damn woman. Yeah, James Brown. I watched an interview the other day. We'll talk on YouTube. We'll talk about YouTube later on, where he was just jacked to hell. Just he must have just done like
All right.
a quarter quarter ounce of blow. He just so whacked on a normal news program. It, it was so funny. Those are the moments we cherish, isn't it? By golly, yeah, yeah. Speaking of someone who I don't cherish, if I may, and that would be this guy here. Marilyn Manson. Ugh. By golly. Channel 4. I don't know what's up with Channel 4. Don't know who they are or anything. This is from
BBC.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. This is from the good folks of Enemy. Enemy. And it says a headline here Channel 4 announced Marilyn Manson Unmasked. It's a documentary into the rise and abuse allegations of this guy. Gosh, a 3-part documentary. Geez, do you really need 3 parts?
That was my take too. Yeah, that's going into some deep stuff. And it seems like they're just focusing on the abuse allegations. And so what says
So
a
it looks like it.
rise. But I mean, there's you could probably do a whole chapter on just remember the whole Columbine and his association with that, and kind of, it doesn't even seem like they're even bringing that up in this. It's all just about the sex
No.
allegations and Evan
Yeah.
Rachel Wood and
Yeah, the documentary is
that kind of
structured
stuff. Yeah.
as 3 episodes and is set to show how the controversial musician rose to prominence, as well as the accusations of abuse that have come to light in recent times. Oh, what a numbnuts. Yeah, according to a press release, it looks to unravel the shocking story of one of rock music's most polarizing figures, from his meteoric rise as a self-proclaimed antichrist superstar. There you go, you douchebag. To the chilling abuse allegations that have engulfed his career. Well, well, at least they didn't put engorge his career. I appreciate that. And it will also contain archive footage and a range of interviews with those who know Manson and claim to dive deep into Manson's world to separate fact from fiction. Oh, brother. Brian Warner. That's his real name, Doc.
Yeah, Brian Warner.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing
from Ohio. Good old Brian Warner.
Yeah, and then he emerged from the Florida alt rock scene in the '90s, and with his stage antics. Yeah, I like it when they call him antics, because really it's just a douchebag. I don't know. You're no Alice Cooper. Back then, people were freaking out and hanging themselves in the audiences and shit. So well, they weren't really. I just added that for.
Yeah, when Marilyn came out, he was pretty freaking scary, man. He was pretty. I'm sure he was freaking parents out everywhere. And remember, he was standing on stage and ripping up the Bible, and everyone was just aghast, and just all the other things he was into. And then, like I said, in the Columbine massacre and his association with that, and then of course we've talked about before with the sexual allegations. It's like, quite honestly, what do you expect? And it's Marilyn Manson, man. He's going to be into some freaky shit, man. It's just, what. But that's all reached settlements, and wasn't there even where he had a countersuit against her for defamation and.
What Evan Rachel?
I think everything
Woods?
right now.
Evan Rachel
settled.
Woods, right? Right. Yeah. Evan Rachel Woods. She sued him, and he countersued, and they just that one was just totally dropped. Apparently, in January 2023, the lawsuit was dropped with both parties reaching a settlement out of court. Oh wait, that was Bianca. That was Bianco. That was another one who accused him of abuse, and they settled out of court on that in 2023. And because in 2021, Bianco went public with her accusations against Werner, claiming that the singer's alleged abuse occurring between 2009 and 2011 made her feel like a prisoner. Doggone it. So, but the Evan Rachel Woods one, they just I guess that one just sort of got thrown out of court.
Yeah, it seems like it's gotten settled. Yeah, but I remember, he was, she was coercing women to come forward that weren't really, there was all kinds of
all sorts of
underhandedness, whatnot going on there.
The case's key
Shenanigans.
claims were dismissed in May of 2023, and Manson dropped the defamation lawsuit against Wood last November.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, oh boy, oh boy. How about
Okay, so it's dropped out right.
what a
Okay.
numbnuts. What an idiot. You know, he's really, gosh. I don't know. And I grew up right in the heart of Alice Cooper. Gosh, I think I was probably a freshman when Killer came out, where he's hanging himself and shit. Yeah, my parents just went about their way. Whatever, it's music, you know. He's just some wacko freako. But back then, that was really wild. And I remember this guy had the third breast in one of his outfits. That was a pretty
Yeah, that
bizarre.
was the oh god, that was the album after Antichrist. What the hell was it?
I don't know.
Mechanical Animals, I want to say something. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Well, bless his heart, you know. He's doing what he can, but I don't know. I don't get it. But so yeah, a biopic. So I can't wait. I'm sure it'll show up on Pluto TV or something. I hope. But that's all I got to say about it. All right, moving on. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Hey ho, let's go. It's the Ramones. There we go. From Billboard. Here's the headline. Hey ho, let's go. Yeah, to court. Ramones heirs locked in legal battle over Pete Davidson's Joey Ramone movie. And had a subhead a long simmering feud between the families of Joey and Johnny Ramone has erupted into a new lawsuit over a proposed biopic about one of them. Oh boy, here we go. Jeez. Yeah, yeah, and it's family members of the late founder Joey and Johnny, and it's too bad because it's Johnny's widow Linda Ramone and Joey's brother Mickey Lee. So, boy, oh boy, Linda claims that Mickey covertly developed an unapproved and unauthorized Ramones-based biopic. Based on his own quote one-sided recitation of the history of the Ramones. Boy, oh boy. So basically what it comes down to is she wasn't involved and she's not happy. So and fast fact, Doc, there's no apparently there's no children from any of the original Ramones. Or they'd be head first into this fight because they
Yeah, and
would
I'm
own the
trying to think back.
kingdom.
I'm not
They would
I'm
own
not
the
a
kingdom.
Ramones expert by any means, but definitely more than familiar with them. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's any
Oh, the
children.
kids would have their no, because yeah, this is again his second wife too. Not it's his second wife. I'm not even sure how long they were even together. With Linda Ramone with Johnny, Linda and Johnny, but so and Mickey, Joey's brother. It's like, holy cow, there's not even an actual heir. So they'd be in their probably 30s by now or whatever, if not more. Yeah, they'd be
Right.
more than fighting for their father's
Right.
legacy. So what a shame. What an unbelievable shame, man. Wow.
You know what? This is the most dysfunctional band when they were still around, and just
Yeah.
seems fitting that now and in death that they're still dysfunctional as can be, and can and they're talking about with this biopic, and Marky is commenting that Linda, Johnny's second wife, she was just there at the tail end, and really you shouldn't be involved. But that's kind of one of those situations like, well, is anybody else doing anything? At least somebody's doing something. But at the
Yeah.
same time, and he doesn't want to give his blessing because of that. And he's saying they should do one from like in the early days. Then we don't need you at all, Marky, for the early days. So I don't
Yeah.
even know why he's kind of
Ah.
spiting himself there. But
Yeah, yeah, and then Ms. Ramone objects to defendant's attempt to create a Ramones film without her involvement. See, she wants to get her hand in the till also, not to be obstinate, but rather based on defendant's disregard for Ramone's assets and their conduct and treatment of Ms. Ramone and her late husband. And that's what the lawyer writes. To permit defendants alone to tell the authoritative story of the Ramones would be an injustice to the band and its legacy. Well, nobody's alive to tell it. not even kids. These are these are I don't know, man. It's like once removed, twice removed, or whatever. So I don't.
Right, right.
Holy cow! They're just it's all about the money, obviously. Now one of them got paid 13 million for something. I don't know who that was. I saw that in an article earlier. I tried to hunt it down. I couldn't find it to sell the rights or whatever. Something weird. Something weird happened way back when. But in any case, what a shame. They've never gotten along, like you say, ever. You gosh. And the fact that they were able to remain on stage for so long, basically
Johnny and
hating each
Joey
other.
didn't speak for 20 plus years, dude, of their career. It's astonishing. It's stunning. How do you manage? That's like worse than Journey, man. It's like they're not even speaking for 20 plus years, but they. And there's plenty.
And
There's a Howard Stern interview out there where he's trying to get him to talk. It's pretty good. And yeah, there's plenty of stuff on that out there. But
boy,
yeah,
oh
again,
boy.
Marky's the only guy left. He's the only one flying the flag still, and so I guess he's kind of, by default, kind of getting to call some of the shots. And again, we don't really need him for anything the early days. He's talking about he doesn't like how some I don't know if you ever saw the movie on the Runaways, the Joan Jett, Lita Ford
I did not
early
know they
band, the
had a movie
Runaways.
out. No.
Yeah, it's been probably 10, 12 years now, but
Wow.
that was more of a Hollywood kind of, he didn't like the treatment that got, and so he doesn't want a Ramones movie to kind of be in that vein, kind of, I guess. So,
Ah,
which I guess if you're going to tell your life story, yeah, you want it done, how you want it to be done, and but
boy.
and like I said, he's the only one left, that has any right to any of it, probably. So
Wow.
I don't know. Seems like he would have the final say, but I don't know. Then again, we get into what rights former wives have and widows have. So
Yeah. Shane,
we'll see.
they should have been more more feisty out on the road. Had a few wary kids, here and there. Boy, they'd be rich. You know, ladies, check your DNA. Go to ancestry.com. See if the kid
Right?
you had back then, gosh, it's worth a shot. Holy cow. The kid would be a very, very wealthy kid. Oh, here's a story I dig. Metalcore. Oh, that's metal. Look at that. That's horrifying metalcore right there. It's terrible. There was a metalcore show there, by golly, and apparently they took it a little bit too far. A headline from Enemy: Man arrested for stabbing fellow audience member numerous times at the metalcore show. Subhead: Victim is in stable condition and expected to recover. Hey, there you go. So, yeah, December 27th, crying out loud, right after Christmas. Jeez, everybody's happy, but not in San Antonio, Texas. No, no, no. At the Paper Tiger, police were called after a member of the audience decided to attack another concert goer, stabbing him several times. Wow. 36-year-old jerk named John Guerrero went after a 21-year-old victim. And apparently he stuck around too because the cops came and they took him away. The both of them, the bad guy and the good guy. So they found the knife and victim rushed to the hospital, stable condition. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, maybe we'll get an update on this and see just what happened. Is it in the mosh pit? Did he take moshing a little too far, or was he hitting
Dude,
it?
not cool, man. Not
Yeah,
cool at all,
not
man.
cool
You
at all,
can't be
brother.
whipping out a blade in a mosh pit, man. Come
Gosh
on, man.
almighty. But yeah, they let him go on $100,000 bond, probably 10%. I don't know. I don't know if this is over in England because they've got the equivalent of 80,000 pounds. So this might be over in England. Uh, I'm not sure. But regardless, oh no,
Well,
San
that's the
Antonio.
stories
Okay.
coming out of England, but yeah, it
England.
happened in
Okay,
San
that's why. All
Antonio.
right. Yeah, San Antonio,
Yeah.
Texas. What a numbnuts. So we'll see if we get follow ups on that.
I've
Because
been down there in the mosh pit, and I remember there's some people that can be pretty obnoxious, throwing around fists and taking up a little more space than they're entitled to, kind of thing. But man, you can't pull out a blade,
people do crazy
you
shit,
know,
man.
you know.
Yeah. Boy, back in the day at the hog house, I remember some son of a bitch. He got pissed off and he went out to his truck because that was a hog house, man. And he tried to come back in with a rifle. And this, needless to say, Cody, and a few others met him at the door, and he wished he wouldn't have done that. Yeah, if I may use President, he wish he wouldn't have done that. Yeah, because they took care of him real well. They didn't need any police. But this guy, yeah, the police got him in $100,000, and he had it. So even 10%, man, must be nice to be able to come up with 10 grand just like that. Jeez.
Well,
Give me
and
a
the thing is, now there's going to be lawsuits. The venue's going to be sued for, allowing the guy to have a blade in there. So now they're going to put up metal detectors and just all the liability, the ripple effect of all that goes on from something like this. Just,
yeah.
come on, dude, just maintain, man. Just, belt the guy. You're 36, he's 21. I don't know what the size difference was here, but I mean, deck the
Yeah.
guy or whatever, old fashioned, just, knuckles or whatever. And,
Bringing a
yeah,
knife
you'll go to
into
jail and you'll have a bad night or two, but,
yeah, but bringing it just the fact he brought a knife into a show, right there. Jeez. Yeah, bad news. So I hope he gets his just desserts, and that's all I got to say about that. But here we go. Speaking of just desserts, Canadians may be getting their just desserts real soon. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, look at those pretty boys. That's Triumph, legendary 3-man band. Probably the best 3-man band ever to come out of Canada. No, I'm just kidding.
not named Rush.
Not named Rush. Yeah. Good call. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Doc. I was never a big fan of Triumph. I don't know. I don't know if the voice just drove me nuts or what, but if they didn't rock hard enough, I don't know. I don't know what it was. But because back in the 70s, they were big in the 70s, right? 80s, 70s. The
70s and
Zeps.
80s, yeah.
We had the Zeps, the Uriah Heeps, the ELPs. So we had so much stuff going on that
Yeah,
I
you're
just didn't
such a
have time for
fogey.
them. And we had Rush.
You
So
know
these
what?
just sort of got put on the back burner because of Rush.
I was a fan of Triumph very, very early
Oh,
on. And,
woohoo. Dig
oh
that.
gosh, I must have been 13, 14. I don't know when the first album came. Actually, I found out later it was your second album. But I didn't know anything about them. Triumph Rock and Roll Machine.
Oh, my.
And purely just on seeing the album cover, man. It was the
Really?
first album I ever bought that way. It was just, I was like, man, they look cool as shit, man. And
I did, yeah,
that's what I was right.
I
Go
did the
ahead.
same thing with AC/DC. If you want blood, you got it. That's when the front cover's got Angus shoving the SG through his chest. Yeah, I said, well, it's got to be something good, so I'll buy that. Yeah, and boy, it paid off.
And
I
so
Let
I
It Be
kind of
Rockin' for
discovered
that,
Triumph to my little group of
Oh.
friends, and this album in particular, it's your standard fare. Now they do a cover of Rocky Mountain Way, and it's pretty cool. Then of course we had Just a Game, right? Lay It on the Line came out. Got that one. Got Allied Forces.
Holy cow!
Got Never Surrender.
I'm
so,
stunned.
Kind
Stunned.
of
Wow.
enjoyed me some Triumph back in the day, and a band I've never seen, and they had their thing for a while. I remember the US Festival in '83. They were a big part of that.
Every now and then that shows up on Sling TV on Access, the Access TV channel. They'll play the US Festival, and they're laid on the line, guys. Yeah. But US
Rick
Festival.
Emmett, I mean, very talented guy. One of them guys that kind of, I don't know, pretentious, I suppose. Maybe kind of came across that way to me a little bit, but no, it definitely had some good tunes. If you were to throw on like a greatest hits or something, I got that on CD. Just very listenable, sing along songs. Magic Power, all those good tunes. So,
well, they may be coming
I
back
would love to see a reunion.
2025, huh? Sounds like they may be coming back in 2025.
Well, they're kind of being cryptic about it and just kind of saying something's coming.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else it could be, and I hope it's a true reunion with the three guys. Rick Emmett, Gil Moore, and Mike Levine or Levine. I don't know.
Who knows? They may show up at Tinley Park. Who knows? I may go. We'll see if they show up. I may go.
Yeah, they seem like the type might even show up at a place like in St. Charles or at the Arcade or something. So I don't know. Either way, I'd love to see them.
Why not? We'll see how that goes. Anyway, good for them.
See them maybe doing a double bill with like a Pat Travers or something. That'd be a good evening of rock and roll right there.
Yeah, freaking A. Good old YouTube. Boy, you mentioned the other day to me about YouTube how certain certain words are eliminated, like die or something like that. DI. They're real careful on the censorship with YouTube. But I've always loved YouTube as a resource, man. YouTube. I tell you what. Let me tell you what happened. So I fill up my bathtub, and when for a bath, and go to empty it, and pull the empty tab, and nothing happens. It's broke. Like, oh shit. So here boo, boo. So I'm pissed. I was like, I'm bummed. It's like, oh crap. It's an old, it's an older house. So I figure it's probably the original mechanism. So I unscrew the two things, pull it out. Sure enough, I got the top half of some contraption, and it's broke. And I'm thinking, oh crap. What do I got to do now? What do I got to get some plumber here? What's he got to do? Rip that whole damn pipe, go behind the wall. He's gonna have to cut a hole in the wall, or go in my crawl space and get underneath and
At
take
about
this
$200 an
section of
hour. Yeah.
pipe out, and fix it and all this shit. So I'm sitting around and thinking there's got to be a better way. And I'm quite a purveyor of YouTube myself. I love YouTube, so I'm on YouTube and I'm looking, look, and I can't find anything. And finally, I come across a 1 minute video. 1 minute video. Some guy who said, "Yeah, put a little hook on the end of a chain and put it down, and you should be able to snag the plug, the plunger, or whatever stops the water. Should be able to snag that and pull it up." And I thought, "Oh, this is too good to be true." Boom, boom, boom. Sure as shit. So
Wow.
I find a section of wire, real stiff wire with a little connector thing on the end. I thought, oh, let me just try it. What the hell? So I stick it down there, and I catch something, and it lets go. And then stick it down there again, pull that son of a bitch right out of there. Boom, there it is. And go to Rural King, and $25 for the replacement, brand new, not ain't gonna break because it's a different mechanism, a newer mechanism. Slap it in there, boom. Save myself hundreds, because the plumber would have
Hundreds.
come in, and
Oh
he
yeah.
would have done the same thing I did. He just wouldn't have told me. Oh yeah, that was tough there. Got down, my plumber butt was showing.
Oh
I
yeah.
had to
His
do all
old
this
house
work.
too. I gotta be careful with that
Uh,
old pipes.
I
And
saved
yeah,
you a few bucks here. It's only two
yeah.
hundred and $50, and I did it for 25. So YouTube is it can be a unbelievable resource. And then they go and they see videos where they eliminate certain easy words, words that normal words that people must think they're going to get
Well, if
tagged
you're
for.
monetized, I mean, we're in no danger of that right now. So we can speak freely and say what we want to say. But
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, yeah, you can't say killed. You got to say unalived. I've seen, yeah, you can't say sex. I mean, schmecks. Why not just say, you know exactly what they mean? It has the same content. No, say
Yeah.
schmecks. That sounds more adult. What? I don't get
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
I don't know.
I
It's
guess it's the
such a
way the
shame. Yeah.
algorithms. But we love you, YouTube. If the algorithms are
Yes,
listening,
yes, YouTube. Because, well, really, but it is sort of a shame because, everybody's digital lives, on what they how they go back and forth with digital. Everything's run by algorithms.
yeah.
So their half of their lives are
Oh, much more than that, man. Everything.
everything's
It's in aspects of our
algorithms.
lives you never even
And even though
expect,
YouTube,
man.
which we love YouTube, 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 yeah, they're heavy on the
You're listening,
algos.
algorithms.
Yeah, come on, Algo, come on. You know, Alan the Go Rhythms. I need to start a band by that name. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, YouTube's a good resource, man. Saved me a bunch. Took me what 10 seconds to yank that bottom contraption up. And yeah, the
Yeah,
new one.
that's cool. As like you said, just you might have to dig a little bit, but there's out there
It took
somebody
me a
made a
while
video.
too. It
Yeah,
took me a while because everybody just wanted to show me how to put a new one back in. It's like, no, the bottom half is stuck and my
right.
tub is full, no, and finally found the guy. 1 minute video. So yes, sir, YouTube. It's a good thing. And it's a good thing that you folks stop on by golly. I sure do appreciate it. Yeah. A lot of funky news this week. And now that we're in the new year and and concert schedules are filling up, and tours are starting to fill up and stuff. Could have a lot of news on the horizon. By golly, we're still waiting for the season lawn passes to show up at our favorite venue in Tinley Park. And 'cause, so far, yeah, there's some. I'm gonna try and avoid sticks and Kevin Cronin for sure. To avoid that like it's a disease, unless somebody drives and wheels me in on a wheelchair. That'll work. But other than that, yeah, thanks a lot for stopping by. And why don't you take us home there, Doc?
Yeah, another week. Got a few decent stories of Bono getting the Medal of Freedom. That just still, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we got to talk about Yacht Rock and
Oh,
renaming the Hall of Fame. Lots of good stuff. So we'll see what comes up and comes on our radar for next week, and we'll be sure to bring it to you. Hopefully, we try to do it every week. Sometimes life happens, but
yeah, no biggie, no whoop.
hey,
We're around.
we, we're around. We'll be here eventually. So until then, next time, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.